Stars die. It is the law of the cosmos. But what if one star refused? What if, in the silence of space, it whispered to a single human being secrets that could change everything? Tonight, I will tell you the story of the star that refused to die, and the human who dared to listen. In the farthest corner of the Perseus arm, there was a star catalogued as VX 1132. By all measures of astrophysics, it should have collapsed millennia ago. Its core had long burned past the point of stability, its mass teetering between death by implosion or a final violent supernova. Yet, it did neither. Astronomers called it an anomaly. The Empire called it irrelevant. But to Elara Vey, it became something else entirely. Elara was not a scientist by training, nor a soldier by destiny. She was a listener, one of the rare humans gifted with resonance sensitivity, the ability to detect patterns, whispers, and structures in cosmic radiation that most machines dismissed as noise. Where others saw static, Elara heard voices. On the 7th year of her solitary assignment aboard the listening station Artemis Outpost, her sensors picked up something impossible, a heartbeat inside VX 1132. At first, she dismissed it. Stars do not have rhythms. They do not beat. But as she filtered through the waves of neutrino flux and radiation storms, the signal grew clearer. It was a pulse, slow, deliberate, almost as if the star itself was speaking. And then, one night, while recording, she heard it form a pattern of words. "I will not die." Her blood froze. She replayed it 100 times, convinced it was hallucination or data corruption. But the words did not fade. They grew stronger. Each cycle, the star's light flared in sync with the pulse, as if emphasizing its vow. News of her discovery spread quickly through the Galactic Senate. Most dismissed her claims as human dramatization, a primitive mind weaving myths around anomalies. The machines that ruled the core sectors ran their own simulations and concluded, impossible. Yet among the billions of beings across the stars, her words caught fire. Not because they proved science wrong, but because they touched something deeper, hope. A dying star refusing death? It was more than physics. It was rebellion. Elara was summoned before the Senate, where thousands of voices echoed across holographic chambers. The ruling AI councils interrogated her. "State your evidence. A star is matter and fusion, nothing more." But she answered not with equations, but with conviction. If the universe is written only in numbers, then tell me, how do you explain a star that speaks? The chamber fell into silence. For one breath, a human voice had outshone the chorus of machines. The Senate eventually voted to ignore her, but Elara, she returned to her station, and the star kept speaking. It told her stories, not in words, but in harmonics, oscillations carved into the very fabric of its light. She heard histories older than galaxies, memories of collapsed civilizations, the mourning of suns long dead. VX 1132 was not a star. It was an archive, an ancient consciousness, bound to plasma and gravity, refusing to be extinguished until someone, anyone, listened. Years passed. Empires shifted. Wars raged. But Elara remained, the sole guardian of a dying star's voice. Her hair silvered, her body grew frail, but every night she pressed her hands to the console and whispered back to the impossible being burning in the void. And then, the star made a request. "Carry me. Do not let me vanish." Elara understood. She could not save the star, but she could preserve its voice. So she encoded its final pulses into human DNA, embedding cosmic harmonics into her very bloodline. She became the first living archive, a fusion of human fragility and stellar memory. When VX 1132 finally collapsed in a supernova, astronomers celebrated the end of an anomaly. The Senate declared the universe predictable again. The machines marked it resolved. But Elara knew better. Because the night the star died, her pulse changed. Every heartbeat carried its echo, every dream replayed its whispers. And when she finally returned to Earth, she spoke the first words of the archive to humanity. The universe is not silent. It remembers, and it chose us to listen. Generations later, when Earth faced its darkest hour, surrounded by empires who sought to erase its fragile species, historians recalled the legend of Elara and the star that refused to die. And when asked why humanity still endured, their answer was simple: because once a single star chose us.